begin in just a few moments. If I could ask everyone to take their seats. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ed Burton. I'm Chief Executive Officer and President of the U.S. Saudi Arabian Business Council. It gives me great pleasure to have you at our conference on Saudi Arabia as a new hub for the global automotive industry operating in the wider regional markets of the Middle East, Africa, and Southeast Asia. It's a pleasure to have you. We are also thrilled to have an attendance of key industry players from both the U.S. and Saudi automotive markets at today's conference. We are equally delighted and privileged to have senior ministerial leaders of the Saudi Arabian government, His Excellency Minister Tawfiq Arabiya, Minister of Commerce and Industry, and his Deputy Minister of Industrial Affairs, Walid Abul Khalid, as well as His Excellency the Governor of the Saudi Arabian General Investment Authority, His Excellency Abdulatif Al Othman. Their presence here honors us and speaks volumes to their commitment to the U.S.-Saudi Arabian bilateral commercial relationship. We are, I believe, expecting the minister. He's not arrived yet. He should be arriving momentarily. 3 minutes, okay. But I figured if we didn't get started now, the program would run away with us because we have a program jam-packed, I hope, with useful information for all of you. I just want to take the time to express appreciation and gratitude to a number of people in the audience for helping to make the conference possible. We want to thank all of the Saudi business leaders that have traveled from the kingdom to participate in our conference as panel participants and members of the audience. Most of the members of the Saudi delegation are members of the Business Council, so we want to thank them for their membership and the fact that they greatly enhance the quality and substance of this conference by your presence here today. We also want to express our appreciation to our conference sponsors, the Wallen Group, Tasni, and Insur Group. We thank you for your support and generosity, without which this conference would not be the success that we anticipated to be. We also want to thank those organizations represented here today that helped us promote the conference through calls, emails, faxes. SAE International, the U.S. Commercial Service, the Automotive Aftermarket Industry Association, the Greater Detroit Chamber of Commerce, the Michigan Department of International Trade, the American Chemical Society, the Automotive Division, the Arab American Chamber of Commerce, the World Trade Center of Detroit, Windsor, and the Office of Her Honor Southfield, Michigan Mayor Brenda Lawrence. We thank them for their support. And lastly, I want to thank our staff members of the Business Council for the work that they put in, the hard work they put in over the last few months in organizing this conference. A special thanks to Business Council Executive Director and Chief of Staff Suzanne Lindman, my Vice President of Business Advisory Services, David Callahan, and Raquel McKevney. Thank you for a terrific job. There are just a couple of housekeeping notes. You should be aware that we have invited members of the press to be with us today. You'll find them throughout the audience, and they will have badges easily identifying themselves as members of the press. And also, we've arranged one-on-one meetings for conference participants following the close of today's program between 3:30 and 5:30 in room Salon 3, which is next door of the hotel. If you're a company for whom we've not scheduled meetings, but you're in need of meeting space, please see one of our Business Council representatives, and we'll help arrange that for you. And now let's begin our conference. The automobile history in Saudi Arabia dates back more than 100 years. As many young nations encounter, the automobile played an important role in facilitating economic and political development within Saudi Arabia. During its formative years, the automobile in many countries, including Saudi Arabia, helped its leaders manage the country. And I think that we have some interesting photographs for you in the next few minutes, courtesy of the Saudi Commission of Tourism and Antiquities, which sent them to us a few days ago. Could we put those photographs up? Now, our research indicates that the first car to set wheels on the Arabian Peninsula was a Buick Model S in 1907. Since that time, the American vehicle and auto parts have played a fundamental role in the Saudi automotive market. Second photo. The automobile played a key role in King Abdulaziz taking the reins of the modern Saudi state. Here you have a photograph of the king arriving in Jeddah in 1931. Third photo. This next photo captures King Abdulaziz and a very young Prince Faisal on an inspection tour of oil wells in the Eastern Province in 1947. Not sure what prize to the car aficionado that identifies these makes and models. And our last photograph illustrates how the automobile allowed King Abdulaziz to discharge his diplomatic duties as head of state. Here you see the king with leading Syrian politician of the day, Martin Bey, just outside of Taif in 1934. So U.S. automotive companies and their Saudi counterparts have forged strong distribution and manufacturing partnerships in Saudi Arabia. This conference aims to shine a light on the way forward in building upon these existing relationships in order to forge a new common bond as Saudi Arabia advances in its aspirations to create a new automotive production and distribution hub. Saudi Arabia is currently the largest importer of cars and automotive parts in the Middle East. New car sales are booming, and in 2012, more than 700,000 units were sold in the kingdom, representing an 18% increase over the previous year. Several OEM suppliers have active joint ventures in the country, and the Saudi automotive accessories, repair, and after-sales service equipment market is valued at $2.5 billion. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia enjoys an extensive manufacturing base with many companies producing critical input materials required for a robust automotive industry. These factors, in addition to the kingdom's close proximity to most of the world's leading automobile consuming markets, have worked to create an attractive investment environment and present considerable competitive advantages to U.S. companies seeking to expand in the region. The U.S. Saudi Arabian Business Council stands ready to work with all of you long after this conference ends in facilitating your market entry or expansion into what is one of the world's most dynamic growth markets, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.